Hello, or should I say, hello? How did this happen? How can you make this happen? What even is cloning? Don't cells do that sometimes? Doesn't anyone have an answer? I do. And today, I plan to answer 3 important cloning questions. Mitosis, which is the preparation process for cell division, can be explained using the metaphor of a construction project. The developer is the body, the cell is a building, the nuclei are the foundations, and the chromosomes contain DNA, which are the blueprints. Let's say that we have a building. This developer hires a construction crew to tear down the building and construct 2 identical ones in its place. Don't question the methods of this developer, they have their reasons. In order to construct these buildings, the crew decides to split in 2 groups and build them simultaneously. The problem is, the original building only had 1 set of blueprints, so naturally, the crew creates a copy and distributes it to the other half. Fortunately, the crews are experts and can perfectly copy these blueprints so each building has the same exact instructions down to the brick. Starting with the foundations, the crews can follow these perfect blueprints exactly and successfully create 2 buildings satisfying the developer. What I just explained was the process of cell division, and mitosis is specifically the part where the crews copy the instructions. To start, I'll simply list 5 animals which possess regeneration abilities. Lizards and salamanders, such as axolotls, can regrow tails and limbs. Golden apple snails can regrow eyes, some sea spiders can regrow their behinds, and some sea slugs can even regenerate their entire body. There are many more examples, but in the interest of time, I'll leave it there. How these animals do it varies from case to case, but I'll focus on the sea slugs, as I personally believe full body regeneration is most relevant and interesting to the topic. As discovered by researchers in Japan, Sakoglosson sea slugs can in fact fully decapitate themselves and grow a new body in a matter of weeks. Originally, it was observed in a group of sea slugs that the lab raised. 3 of the younger slugs appear to have gotten their heads separated from their body, and the researchers, like anyone, inferred that the slug would die immediately if not shortly after. Surprisingly, the slugs, missing pretty much all of their organs, continued to move around and live as if nothing had happened. The researchers eventually discovered that this decapitation was self-inflicted and only possible in the young slugs. Exactly how these slugs can regenerate their whole body is not completely known, but the leading theory suggests that stem cells, which are sort of a wildcard cell, could help with the process. Similarly to how they do it, the specific reason they do it is also unknown. But the best speculation is that they do it to get rid of parasites that have internally infected their body. Interestingly, these slugs survive in their bodiless state via photosynthesis, which normally isn't in animals, but thanks to their diet of algae, they can actually gain the ability to photosynthesize for energy. Unfortunately, no. Humans cannot be artificially cloned at the moment. What can be cloned, however, is many types of microorganisms, plants, and notably, a select few animals such as mice, cows, sheep, chickens, and more. Microorganisms, such as bacteria, and plants, such as strawberries, can create clones of themselves naturally using a process known as asexual reproduction, where a clone is created from a singular cell of the parent. A similar process can be used to create artificial clones of animals, though it gets a bit more complicated. In a full animal, which is to be cloned, usually a mammal, a somatic cell, which is any cell that isn't a reproductive cell, has its DNA taken artificially. They then plant this DNA into an egg of the same animal that has had its own DNA-containing nucleus removed. After the egg has developed enough, they plant it in a female to develop into a full animal. Since the true parental DNA has been replaced, the result is a genetically and biologically identical animal to the original. All in all, the process is similar to that of a regular pregnancy, but the difference is that the egg has been modified to develop into a clone. Wow, yeah. Well, this is some pretty interesting stuff, but why does any of it matter? Well, this topic is important to know about in order to understand how organisms can regenerate and to understand the research being done on cloning. Hopefully we all leave here with a better understanding of cloning, and I'll see you next time.